Hey, what's up, guys? Mike Patrick, and in this particular video, I am going to be going over how to develop a virtuous woman. How to develop a virtuous woman in our daughters, okay? This is going to be from a perspective of a father developing his daughter to be a virtuous woman, all right? Now, first of all, you are going to be responsible and the driving force in her developed expectation of how to be treated, okay? You are going to be responsible and the driving force in her developed expectation of how to be treated. So, what does this mean? This means if there is no father, or if the father is lacking in intimacy and sharing and giving time to his daughter, okay, quality time to his daughter, then she doesn't have that interaction. She doesn't know how to develop an expectation of how to be treated by the opposite sex. Okay? Now, if she has no expectation, she's subject to what? She's subject to be treated any kind of way and accepting it. Okay? So that means a guy can treat her bad and she will be likely to accept it because it was never a bar set there in the first place. Think about it. If a girl's been treated like a princess her whole life, the minute she is treated like trash, she's going to break for the hills because she has a bar already set on how she's supposed to be treated. But if she doesn't have that, then guess what? She's more susceptible to staying in a situation where she's being treated badly. All right. Now, an example of this is a promiscuous woman or a prostitute, right? So, if she doesn't have that example, um, it gets to a point where she may go out and seek all the things that you are supposed to be instilling in her as a young woman. She may go out there and seek it. So she may go out there and seek love. She may go out there and seek discipline. She may go out there and seek self-worth and intimacy in all the wrong ways, okay? Because these are the things that you are supposed to be instilling in her, all right? And so that's how you get prostitutes or promiscuous women a lot of times. That's the breeding grounds for them a lot of times. So, with that said, what are some ways that we can develop what they will grow to expect? Okay. Now, as I said, self-worth. Okay, you have to instill the self-worth in her because if you don't, somebody else will. And that could be not trying to be funny or anything like that, but literally, but honestly, we know how what pimps do. A pimp, I tell you what, if you don't want to give your daughter self-worth, uh, uh, a vulturous man will. Okay, so he'll tell her that her self-worth is to go out here and sell her body for money and to give it back to him. And at least it gives her some sense of worth. You'll be surprised with how people's minds develop and what they'll settle for. Okay, so that may give her self-worth. So we don't want to give her, obviously we don't want that being her self-worth. So we have to give our daughter self-worth. How do we do that? By affirming positive, healthy things in their life, instilling that in their life. So telling your daughter that she's smart from day one, telling her she's smart, telling her she's strong, telling her she's beautiful. You know what I mean? Telling her she's loved, making her feel loved. Okay, we'll get into that. Spending time. You have to spend quality time with your daughter. Okay, you have to not just you guys going somewhere, not just you coming in the house from work and not really interacting with them, or your daughter. You have to actually find time. When you go to the park and really just engage with her. You know what I mean? Intimacy. And the thing about it, all of these things can really be done in one sitting, I should say. Like if I can instill self-worth in my daughter while spending time with her, while being intimate with her, uh, while disciplining her and respecting her and showing her respect. I kind of got tripped up on that discipline because we'll get to it. But intimacy, hold her, hug her, kiss her, tell her you love her all the time, all as much as you can. Pick her up. If you got little daughters, pick her up because what's going to happen is that's going to create the emotion that she needs to be intuitive in life and knowing whether a man really loves her or not and whether he's genuine. So you as her father, obviously you're genuine. You love your daughter. So when you hug her, it's going to be an emotional vibration that's coming off of you. It's going to come off of her. And that's going to create a feeling that will be unmistakably, you know what I mean? Or it will be undoubt, she won't doubt that love and that feeling and that emotion. Okay? So you have to be intimate so she knows what that feels like, right? Now, discipline, right? We also have to discipline our daughters and show that discipline, meaning while you're instilling self-worth, while you're spending time with her, being intimate, a child, it may be times um, where she may get go a little overboard, right? It's times I'm talking, playing with my daughter, I'm instilling positive affirmations, I'm spending time with them, hugging her, kissing her. She may go off the board and just slap me or something, right? They're kids, they're playing, but that's a good opportunity to instill discipline. Hey, okay, yeah, we're playing, we're having fun, but you don't have to slap me, you don't have to smack me, okay? And it also teaches them how to not go overboard. If she's dealing with a good man or a good guy, okay, you want to teach her uh, how to control herself and not take advantage of that guy. So that all entails discipline. Okay. Now respect. We have to show her respect. We have to show her respect, and you have to command respect from her. Okay. So we have to show them how to get respect and how to give respect, or how to expect respect and demand respect, and then also give it at the same time. So you won't take advantage of a good person or a good guy. Okay. Especially if you have, some like my daughter, she is very assertive and she's a very headstrong young woman. And so therefore, I have to always be implementing discipline so she won't go overboard, and also respect so she can know to respect when she grows up one day, she needs to know how to respect a good man, okay?
I know.
That's right.
I know everything.
We're always learning. We're always learning, right, boo? So, yeah. Okay, so what does this mean for your daughter, though? Okay, if we do these things effectively, what does this mean for our daughter? She's less likely to be manipulated by men, right? Females are very intuitive, very sensitive beings. If we are practicing these 5 things right here that I went over, then when she's being courted or she's older and she's seeing and dating guys, she'll be able to know when it's genuine. All right, so she'll be able to know when it's genuine because she's been dealing with a genuine man her whole life. You know what I mean? So she will feel it because, like I said, through you, her father, who we know for a fact is inducing a good feeling, a feeling of true love. She'll know what it feels like, and trust me, the women, they're already born with that intuition. So that's all they need is a little bit of guidance. Okay. Now, unlikely, okay. What does this mean for your daughter? Another point is she's unlikely to make mistakes. She's unlikely to make mistakes. Why do many girls make mistakes early on in life? It's because what? Insecurity, right? And who's supposed to instill that security in them? Okay, it's you. You supposed to instill that what? Self-worth, that security, that knowing. So she won't have to go out and seek it from outside sources who may in turn try to manipulate her, and so therefore we have to be the security. We have to show them and instill in them what their self-worth is, okay? So she won't go out and make a mistake because some guy or some kid who was just trying to have a good time or something decides that, he's instilling, oh, you're beautiful, oh, you're cute. Well, if you was instilling all that, she knows that already, and she doesn't have to do certain things in order to hear that, if that makes sense. So also, what's another reason women make mistakes early on in life? Neglect, right? Neglect. You just want to feel love. If you haven't been feeling love from daddy or your father all your life, your father's been absent, it gets to a point, you get to a certain age, you just want, it's natural that that a female wants that love and that attention from the opposite sex. So guess what? A lot of young girls go out here and make certain mistakes because if they're not getting it from their father, the first opportunity they get, mixed with the hormones and everything going on emotionally, they'll go and seek it in, like I said, a young boy who may be trying to take advantage of it. Okay? Now, so you're gonna avoid those mistakes, right? And so when you do that, man, if we can get our daughters through that rough stage, you know what I mean, that rough patch where their hormones are going and you know the boys are starting to court them and things like that, then what'll happen is they'll get to a certain point where they'll be glad that they held out or or that they waited to find the right guy and they don't have any miles on them, they don't have any baggage, okay? So she will be a prize, so to speak. She will be a prize, and she will be what? A virtuous woman, and she will be sought after, okay? She will be sought after because what? We all, as guys, our dream is to grow up and to have a virtuous woman, a woman that is as pure as possible. You know what I mean? Ideally, a woman as pure as possible, a woman as clean as possible, a woman that is almost seemed like she was wrapped up just for us. She was, so this is how you create. This is one a way that we can create those in our community. All right, guys, or just period in the world. It's not a community. I mean, the world is a community, but you know what I mean. For certain communities and demographics of people, this is more of an issue, okay? And so now we have to take that back. We have to be responsible fathers, not in just regard of materialism and getting your daughters things and stuff like that. I'll talk to another point real quick and then we'll wrap it up. That's why a lot of times we have materialistic women, because they might have always had a father in their life, but the father wasn't much of a father. It was more like a daddy. So it was someone who was there to support them financially, but did nothing for them emotionally and mentally. Okay, and so thus they start developing a mindset where they expect the man to take care of them financially, but they don't want to have anything to do with the man emotionally, and they don't value, and they may not value this aspect of things because they just been taught their whole life, well, a man is supposed to just provide materialism, and all these things. So this is how we also help develop a good woman, a good appreciative woman, and as we develop our young men, we develop young people that have good values, good morals, a good foundation, and good conduct and good etiquette, and then we can pump good, productive, upstanding people out into the world. Okay, so thanks for joining me, guys. Hopefully this helped.
You're welcome.
And there you go. And there's actually want to say a little something. And peace, be blessed, and be you. All right.